Hello, I'm Ashley Thomas and welcome to my channel, and today I've sort of got an unboxing for you. I've actually sort of opened it already, but I'm just going to I just wanted to show you guys this particular item, and it is the Batman 1989 soundtrack on vinyl. This is presented by Mondo. So they've done the artwork, and I like the look of it, so I just had to buy it. And not only that, I am actually a vinyl collector. I've got quite a small collection at the moment, because these are they're not cheap to buy. I'm a big advocate of the physical format. I'm just a big fan of sort of just having the item in your hand, whether it be music. So I've got so many CDs, and I still buy music on CD, even tape. Now they've started releasing music on tape again, and I just love to be able to hold the music or the movies that you like in your hand. It just adds a little bit more for me. So I'm not like massively anti streaming or download, because it has its uses. I'm able to actually discover a lot more when it comes to music and that, when it comes to streaming services and downloading. But when I like something and I want to own it, then I want to actually be able to hold it in my hand to see the artwork. And so when it comes to the Danny Elfman's score for Batman 1989, I just adore it. It's one of those movies that I grew up as a child watching, and I just fell in love with, and I just also fell in love with the score, the music. It's very dark, it's very gothic, it's very sort of operatic in places, I feel, and also very edgy as well. And so yeah, so let's take a look at the Mondo Batman 1989 soundtrack on vinyl. And here she is. And like I said, I've already opened it out of the film, so I just had to have a look at it, because the box it came in was actually slightly damaged. So, but the vinyl itself is in perfect condition. So it sort of came with this sort of like sleeve here, and on it you've got Mondo presents a Batman. The original motion picture soundtrack, composed by Danny Elfman, conducted by Shirley Walker. Mondo is honoured to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Tim Burton's Batman with a deluxe reissue of the original soundtrack album on vinyl. Danny Elfman's score to Batman is a career-defining, monumental achievement in film music. I couldn't agree more with that. In 1989, Elfman became a household name when he created this iconic score, and indeed it is, Danny Elfman's Batman score is very iconic, and in doing so permanently set the high watermark for not only the music of Batman but of superhero films as a whole. Now, what really sold me on this, not only that I actually liked the artwork, but the fact that this reissue is the first time the album has been available on vinyl in 30 years. And it says that over there, and I did not know that. So I thought I just had to buy this straight away. And on the back there you've got also available for Mondo, there is a Batman Returns one, which I really want. I also want the Mission Impossible one, and we have got the Batman the animated series box set volume 2 coming in 2019. So and I'm a bit of a, I also like to keep these as well. Like, I know a lot of people will just discard them and throw them out, but it's just, is that just me, or is it anyone else? Please let me know in the comments below. So that aside there, and let's have a look at the actual vinyl. I just want to go back to this actually for a moment, and it says obviously the music was conducted by Shirley Walker. Now, and if her name rings a bell, it's because Shirley Walker, she composed the music for the Batman animated TV show and the film The Mask of the Phantasm, which is an amazing animated movie. If you haven't checked Batman Mask of the Phantasm out, please do. I've actually bought the Batman animated TV show on Blu-ray recently. I might do an unboxing for that as well actually, but the Mask of the Phantasm is actually included in that box as well, which is brilliant. But I absolutely adore what she did with the score for the TV show, the animated TV show, as well as the film. Okay, so first of all, the artwork. I mean, for me, just when it comes down to the color palette, you know, the color that's used, this looks like the Batman, you know, the 1989 movie in terms of the colors that's used. And so for me, it was very nostalgic just looking at this this artwork, and I just love that you've got the Batwing there with Gotham City below. I just, like I said, more than anything, I just love how they sort of replicated the sort of the color schemes and the color palette of, you know, that 1989 movie. And let's just turn the back there. So here we go. We got that iconic shot there, which happens. It's at the end of the movie, the final, it's called. And you've got Michael Keaton's Batman there with the bat signal, and I just love it. It's really cool. So yeah, you got the soundtrack. So when it comes to the soundtrack, there's two titles really that, for me, if I was to choose favourites, there's two that really stand out for me. And the one is the final, which actually is this shot here. So it's the music that accompanies this shot, and you know, as the camera sort of raises through the city, and then you sort of see Batman there, and I just adore it. You know, it's epic. It's, you know, I love it. But the other one that really sticks out to me, and I love it whenever I watch this movie. Like, I've seen this movie so many times. It's the scene where Batman is taking Vicky Vale to the Batcave, and the title of this piece of music is "Descent into Mystery," which is by you. And it's what, you know, you've got the they've got the Batmobile sort of going through the forest, and everything about that scene when it comes to lighting and just the music as well that accompanies that scene really amplifies the moment. It really, every time I watch that film, that particular scene gives me goosebumps, and a lot of it is just down to the way the scene was put together, but the music as well. I just think the music just gives me chills. I love it. And so for me, probably if I was to choose a favourite, it would have to be Descent into Mystery. That piece of music there, I just love it. Obviously the Batman theme, you know, it's iconic. I loved it. I don't know, as a kid, I just fucking loved it. And it is very iconic. You know, like Danny Elfman's score for Batman, as well as Batman Returns, which I do plan on getting as well. I just love sort of what he did with the score, and sort of, it does have that sort of edginess to it. It's quite dark and very, you know, operatic in moments, and I just thought it's just great. So again, you know, so you got a similar sort of color scheme here, color palette. You got sort of the classic Batman font, which I really like. Again, makes me just feel really nostalgic. Also, I do really like is you got up the cathedral, so it's when Batman is going up the tower, the sort of up to the church bell. Again, I love the music that accompanies that scene and that moment. You know, to be honest with you, I love the music overall. I mean, but for me, the standouts has to be Descent into Mystery and the final. So let's have a look inside. Now, this is just, I love it. It's beautiful. So I can just move that there slightly so you can see there's obviously the Joker in his hideout, Jack Nicholson's Joker. You can sort of make out that it's him a little bit, but like, first of all, I just want to mention I'm not actually a massive fan of Mondo and sort of their style. And they do a lot of steel books for Zavi, I believe, and I've just avoided buying them because I'm not like a massive fan of their style, their artistic style. But when it came to this, I mean, I do really dig it. It's really nice, but it's sort of their style really sort of, and what they did here really captures the sort of the feel and the aesthetic. And so, like I said, when it came to the color palette of that original movie, they really captured that in this artwork, and I just love it. There we go. And you could just look at it. It's also very Tim Burton as well. So that is it. That's the vinyl, and that's the artwork. Let's have a look at the actual vinyl itself. So the vinyl itself just comes in sort of this black pocket. And there we go, we've got the classic Batman font there. And there we are. Side A. So there we go, we've got Batman, the original motion picture score, music composed by Danny Elfman. You've got side A, tracks 1 to 11. I also like the fact that you've got Mondo there and the Warner Brothers logo. See that? You can also see the camera as well. And there we go. And that is it. So in terms of quality, when it comes to the actual sleeve, I was actually expecting something of a higher quality, because this is just like it's a card, it is, but it doesn't feel. It feels quite flimsy, and it could damage it quite easily. Like, I struggled to get the vinyl in and out of its pocket, and so as a result, you know, because of the quality of the actual card they used, I feel like you're gonna quite easily damage this case quite easily over time if you sort of taking the vinyl in and out. So I did actually expect this, especially with the price that I paid for it, to be of a little bit, when it came to the actual sleeve for the vinyl, I sort of expected it to be a bit of a higher quality. But overall, I am quite happy with it. But like I said, if you're a collector and you love to keep your items in pristine order, that might disappoint you maybe. Because like I said, it's quite easy to sort of when taking the vinyl itself out and in, to sort of maybe crease or bend or damage the case of the sleeve, and so that might upset you. But overall, no, I'm very happy. I do feel that what Mondo did with this, with the presentation, with the artwork, they really managed to capture sort of the feel and the atmosphere of our 1989 movie with their artwork here. And for me, it was just very nostalgic, and yeah, I really liked it. I really dug it. So yeah, what did you guys think of the Mondo release of the 1989 Batman soundtrack? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you actually have it yourselves? What are your opinions? What is your favourite piece of music from Danny Elfman's score from the 1989 Batman movie? Please let me know below, and let's get a discussion going. I have got another sort of news video coming up with some regarding some news which dropped last week, or might be this weekend. I can't remember where it dropped. But anyway, it's about James Cameron and Alien 5 and Terminator, which I just really wanted to talk about. So that's going to potentially be my next video. So yeah, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. And remember, if you want to see future movie reviews from me, and unboxings, and just general movie geeky talk, then why not hit subscribe?